know at least like 3 people who decided to come to Cornell almost entirely because of Camp Phoenix.
I actually knew about Camp Phoenix even before I came to med school. It's actually why I came to med school.
So I think like 6 years ago a med student started Camp Phoenix and we've just been lucky enough to carry it on.
Camp Phoenix is interesting because you're taking kids who've been through something really serious and doing something so silly and so fun. I think that one of the benefits is self-confidence. I think a lot of times at school and in day-to-day life people stare at their burns, and some of our kids have visible burns, some of them don't. But especially for the ones who have visible burns, I think it's really nice to sort of take that out of the equation because everyone has been burned or has a sibling who's been burned, and so that's not a focus anymore. They don't have to explain it. It's amazing how supportive the kids are to one another.
I guess kind of the structure of camp is that 3 to 5 times a year we'll have like a day event where the kids just come for a couple hours, and the counselors will plan ahead of time some activities for them to do. Some examples, we rented out a public school in Upper Manhattan this past year. We had the kids come there and we did relay races, arts and crafts, dancing in the gym, and we had the kids make skits for us.
Scavenger hunts.
Arts and crafts, to sports in the gym, to swimming. We've cooked food with the kids this year. We did a lot of relay races. We've had them make instruments. We have them go fishing. We've tried to add some educational elements to some of the games we do. We talk about different countries in the world.
The parents are also invited. We invite the kids' siblings, so any of the burn survivors, their siblings get to come. They probably underwent a lot of trauma when their sibling got burned, but maybe weren't the focus of attention, and so to do something fun for the family, also to give the parents a little bit of a break. That's not our chief goal, but it is nice for them.
Every June we take the kids on a 2-night overnight to the middle of the woods. This year we went to Camp Kindering up in the Catskills, I think. Kids had a lot of fun. We rented a bus, we went there for 2 days, we canoed and paddle boated in the lake, we swam in the pool, we did the ropes course, which was really awesome for a lot of these kids. General, and then great for them to be around other kids and other families that have been through similar experiences, and around med students who really care about them and really want to hang out with them and make them feel special. So it was my favorite weekend of the year, and I'm sure I know the kids had a great time.
Yeah. One of our goals is just to give the kids one of the best weekends ever. They really deserve it, to make them feel really special, to sort of create a situation where they become friends with one another. Almost there's never a dull moment in the schedule. If we're going from activity to activity, be it on a day event or an overnight, we're cheering, and the counselors are doing silly faces trying to make the kids laugh. And we had this cabin of the youngest boys. So camp ranges from 7 to 17 pretty much. So we had the youngest boys, really high energy kind of crowd, and there were a bunch of them, and they were all just sort of running around and getting all their energy out. And there was one kid, super cute kid, who was being obedient sort of and listening, or he was listening to the counselors, but at one point he asked his counselor, "Can I be hyper now?" And his counselor's like, "Sure," and he just takes off running in circles.
We are live on channel Fox 5 HDD.
Yeah, and
I want to be an actress.
I want to be an actress.
We are at Camp Phoenix.
There was one camper, I think he was 11 or 12, and as a result of his burns, had several fingers on one hand amputated. At camp, we had the ropes course, and there was a big climbing wall that we were having all the kids do. And at the top of the wall, you got to go down this really cool zip line. I want to say it took him over half an hour to climb the wall, but he was so determined, and it was one of the most amazing things I think that happened at camp when he actually made it to the top.
At the end, he was glowing all day. We were glowing all day. I think I cried a little bit. It was really emotional.
Yeah, I couldn't wait to talk to his parents after, and I was like, you have to listen to see what he did. It was the most amazing.
And they cheered on each other, if someone was on top of the rock wall, they'd be cheering for their teammates. You can do it, you can do it. And it's scary in the zip line. There are a lot of kids at the top that are looking down, and they're like, no way. And we cheer them, and we cheer them, and we cheer them, and I mean, then they scream and they go and they love it. It's like such a thrill.
Yeah, I think the climbing wall, like that incident and then kind of seeing the kids on the wall in general, is a really inspirational part of the weekend. I think also though for the kids, it builds a lot of confidence. Like, I don't think they really have the opportunity to use rope course in the city that often.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a novel thing for these kids. I think really hard and challenging for them. So I think it built, especially for him, but for the kids in general, built a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
It's a really awesome thing to accomplish. So.
And cabin unity, like each cabin's done by age group and gender. And I feel like at the end, after the kids have conquered the rock wall, there's a certain comfortableness everyone has with each other and sort of sense of success.
Breaking news! And I just finished our poster. Yeah. Our name is Bollywood. No, Bollywood, sorry. Bollywood!
Another place where I feel like people sort of derive a benefit is in the swimming pool. At the beginning, I think kids, sometimes they have scars in their body and are at first a little bit afraid to show them and are worried. Can they take off their shirt, this, that, and I'd say by the end, I mean the kids love the pool too. But by the end of it, I think a lot of them are very comfortable going in the water even if they're not used to showing their scars to anyone.
This past year, the weekend was right before our final exams, which at Cornell aren't super stressful, but it is the end of the year. A lot of people are tying things up before they leave for the summer, so I was really worried that maybe we wouldn't have a wonderful turnout, but in fact, we had an amazing turnout. I think it's like a testament to the kids at Cornell, the students at Cornell, that like kind of know where their priorities are and knew that it would be fun for them as well, but really understood this was a great opportunity to hang out with kids and help some kids out. So I was really, really impressed with our class and really happy about that.
I also think it made me like my classmates more. Sort of seeing med students in this context, you know? Seeing them be wonderful with kids or making a kid feel really, really special, whether he's on your shoulders or you're cheering him on or you're in the canoe with him looking for fish or whatever it is.
Yeah, I definitely bonded with my classmates this year. And your class is small in general, so you do get the chance to know people throughout the year, but when you're forced to spend like 50 hours straight with people, you can't help but bond with them.
Yeah, no, I got that. Eleanor!
Student in my class who approached me before the overnight and told me that he really wanted to be a volunteer, but had never been to camp before, hadn't worked with kids that much and was a little nervous that he wasn't qualified or didn't know what he was getting himself into. And I assured him that there are a lot of people who were experienced and he would learn quickly and it might be challenging, but he would have a lot of fun. And I talked to him after camp was over, and he said, "Oh my God, I'm coming back next year. Like, I want to keep in touch with my campers. Like, they were just so fun." He was a star counselor. I think he didn't give himself enough credit, but it was just awesome that he was a little nervous before, and he had such a great time as a counselor.
Yeah.
I like coconuts! I like bananas!
I like to get on the bus.
We're worried about what we're wearing. Is this a women's book?
Did you just ask me to jump off the bus again?
We had a kid who showed up at camp, really shy, wouldn't even come in the dining room to see, like we were in a cafeteria, wouldn't even come into the cafeteria to meet the other kids. By the end, he was sort of like tearing things up. He was racing every kid, giving kids high fives, and he hasn't missed an event since then.
Yeah, he's now become one of our craziest campers.
So much fun.
It's really fun for us.
I mean, seeing the kids feel sort of empowered, seeing the kids forge friendships, forging our own friendships with the campers is, I mean, it's really the best weekend of the year.
Yeah, by far.
By far.
Some of the kids at the end were like, "Oh, we want camping next to be a week long," and I was like, "Me too."
Yeah, it's a blast. You should all come.